next guest is a New York Times best-selling author. She wrote Gone Girl, which was, of course, made into a hit movie. Now her novel Sharp Objects has been turned into a miniseries on HBO. Please welcome Gillian, Flynn, and stars of the show, Chris Messina and Oscar-nominated Patricia Clarkson. Have a seat. Welcome, welcome. Gillian, we've had you here many times.
I know. Thanks for having me
So
back.
visit three, four?
Four, I think.
Okay, we were on.
Yes.
Punch my little sticker
I know,
card,
right?
That's right. And so much of your work now we're seeing on the big screen or the small screen. Was this your first novel?
It's my first novel 12 years ago.
Wow.
That's how
What's taking so long?
the short answer is no one wanted it. Is the short answer. No one was interested for a while.
Really?
You know,
What changed?
It dealt with subjects that people were a little afraid of and a little touchy about, which was, female violence and aggression and cycles of violence among women. And for a while, people either weren't interested in it or else they wanted to turn it into purely a horror movie or procedural detective movie. And what I was interested in was the actual themes of the show, and I wanted to keep that intact. And we finally figured out a way to do that, which was to turn it into a TV show, which was, thankfully HBO was willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Chris, set up the story and your character too.
Okay, set up the story.
Wow.
That's a lot of pressure
With
here.
the author sitting
with
next
the
to
author.
you.
Yeah.
Do it, don't mess up.
Yeah.
Why don't you set up the story, and I'll tell you about my character. I play Detective Richard Willis, and I'm the big city cop that's come to this town to investigate. Nobody really wants me around, and there I am.
There you are.
But he's a nice guy. He's one of the nice guys.
Good guys,
A good
yeah.
guy. You're a good guy.
Yeah, but Patricia, not so much your character.
No, I'm not so good.
Do you like playing a bad girl?
It's a privilege. It's a pleasure to play this incredibly brilliantly written, complicated character, and it's what we hope for as we age in this business, to kind of step into glorious parts. And I was given this amazing role, and I'm very thankful. It's crazy, but my mother is always, that's not me, right? That's not me.
Hey, you're no stranger to Chicago. You're in one of my favorite movies of all time, The Untouchables, shot right here in our city.
That was I was 25 years old, and it was my very first movie.
No
here
way!
In Chicago. I came to the great Windy City, got to kiss Kevin Costner. It was just...
Kiss Kevin Costner, you got Robert De Niro you're working with, Sean Connery, your first movie.
My mother died. My mother came to visit me. It was beautiful.
That's a great way to kick off your career. So who's left in Hollywood that you haven't kissed that you want to kiss?
How long do we have?
Give us your top three who you want to kiss.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, my God. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
That many? The list is that long?
Well, you're obviously here for a screening, and I know it's already sold out. So the first episode has aired. How many episodes will we have in this miniseries?
We have 8 total, which is a really nice amount. It allows us to tell that full story. It was so decadent to be able to sit in the writer's room and say, okay, here's the book, and not have to just pick and choose. We were able to have this kind of feast of a story and lay it all out and tell the full story of the book. It was wonderful.
We were going to ask you, is it better to have 8 episodes to tell your story or a feature film? Because you've done both. We've had Gone Girl as a feature film, and now you have this. Do you have a preference either way?
I don't. I mean, Gone Girl, I felt it fit perfectly. It was I was so thrilled with it. I was so happy with it, and this one felt right at this amount. It was a great experience.
Yeah. When you're doing a project that was a book first, do you pick up the book and read that immediately?
I did, yeah. The book is phenomenal, and after reading the book, I knew exactly what my job was, and I was super excited. And then the scripts were all fantastic, so it was right there for us.
Right.
I hadn't read the book. And remember, I talked to this extraordinary woman on the phone. When I got the offer, I said, do you want me to read the book? And you were like, no. No.
Wait, why?
Really?
Because I said I only know Adora in this incarnation. I only know her in the miniseries, and you loved that. I mean, we had this amazing conversation.
Wow.
I mean, I have subsequently read the book.
Yeah.
I told her
You just had to.
and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Should people at home read the book or just watch the show?
I would just watch the show.
No, Gillian's like, buy the book too. Why not buy the book?
You should probably buy the book and probably buy several for your friends.
Yeah, okay.
How long have you worked on the case?
Since the King girl. Vickery called for backup. I think he regrets it now. Doesn't like my style.
Which is?
Not his, I guess. At least I'm investigating.
You don't think he is?
Funny girl.
Come on, you know I'm gonna get the story one way or another. Wouldn't you rather be in control of the conversation?
That's a good line.
Maybe, but it's true.
Oh, that was a clip of Chris Messina and Amy Adams in the new HBO series Sharp Objects. Chris is here today, of course, along with his co-star Patricia Clarkson and author Gillian Flynn. And Chris, you've had the chance to work with Amy Adams before. What's it like to be back on set with her again now with this project?
Yeah, we were in Julie and Julia together, and
The audience knows that. Yes.
thank you. We talked about working together again, and I wanted to do something else with her besides eating all her food, and telling her how much I love her cooking. So I was really, thankful to have this come up again. Also, Patty and I did Vicky Cristina Barcelona together. So, as an actor, when you have these relationships, you just have this built-in trust and love for one another, and it's fantastic.
I think that's the key word when we interview so many stars is the trust, because you have to really be able to bring these scenes and the book and everything to life, but you got to trust the person you're working with, kind of like this guy. I got to trust him.
Absolutely.
Took her years, but she got there. She got there. Yeah. Obviously, the chemistry is so important, and Patricia, you have that as well with Amy playing her mother, and we already mentioned your character is one bad mother. Let's take a look at it.
Watch out now.
What are you wearing?
I was just playing dress-ups with Kelsey and
You are not to be outside this house after curfew. Never.
I was safe.
That is not for you to decide.
Well, you let Camille do it.
Excuse me?
She is phenomenal in this part. I mean, when you sit down and watch all 8 episodes of this, she just blows your mind. She's incredible.
Yeah. Gillian, when you write a novel, are you ever imagining what these people look like in real life? Is this exactly what you had envisioned?
Well, when I'm writing, I go out of my way never to imagine anyone, because then I start picking up the characteristics of that actor, and it can get a little dangerous when you're writing it. But yeah, I mean, that was 12 years ago, so I did not know a Chris Messina really necessarily 12 years ago, and so, but yes, watching them kind of blossom, these characters blossom, and these amazing actors take on these characters was just like, it was really, it made my heart stop. It really was just so gratifying and so amazing for me.
How much say do you have in selecting the actors that play the roles that are from your book?
I had a fair amount of say.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty loud and stubborn when it comes to when it comes to what I want. And I wanted
She's very,
these.
she's a powerhouse.
So you're hands-on. You're on set going, no. Do it this way.
Yeah, I wanted these two. I wanted them, and you can tell that,
Before we let you go, I know you're very beloved in Chicago, and Patricia, you know this.
Yeah, I trust me. So when I was traveling here yesterday, I told this man that I met that I was coming to Chicago. He was traveling back, and I said, I'm doing this big event with Chris Messina and Gillian Flynn, and he goes, Gillian Flynn. He said, oh my God, we love her in Chicago. She's Miss Chicago.
There you are. Gillian, come back and see us anytime. We appreciate you both.